Hello and welcome to my studio. Come on in. We are in a Atlanta 1950s bungalow and I have curated this space to be my creative sanctuary. This is where I spend most of the time, my desk. And what's so funny about this is that everything has a purpose, from the water spray hanging off the easel to the cushion on this chair. Everything has a purpose. So I will tell you first about this gorgeous bulletin board. I love this bulletin board. So this is an Amazon creation. This was a Amazon frame and an Amazon corkboard, and I just put them together. And I knew that I wanted a big bulletin board. This moves around quite often. I have a couple of my fabric samples. I have a couple of textiles that I really just love. Because I'm not a screen person, I don't get my inspiration from looking at a screen. I want it to have, I need the tangible inspiration. I need to be able to touch it and feel it and see it in its physical form. And so that's why this bulletin board means so much to me, so I can just put things up, take things off as I want, as my inspiration shifts and changes. Oh, this is a little teaser for you, I'll show you. In the drawer are the labels for my fabric samples. They're gonna be here any day now. I'm so excited. But this branch is actually from one of the patterns in the Thistle and Vine collection. Scrunchies, which, stay tuned, I use quite often. I'm gonna show you at the end of this video what I really wear, what I really look like when I'm painting, because as much as I want to wear a beautiful dress all day, every day, when I'm painting, I don't wear this. I'll show you what it looks like at the end of the vlog, what I really wear when I'm painting. Measuring tape nearby, always. And behind me is one of my favorite things that I've ever been given in my entire life. A dear family friend of ours who is also an artist, she gave me her easel. And I love that it already had all her paint splattered all over it, because it just told a story. She is more of an impressionist artist. Shout out to Lynn, I love you and you are amazing. And it's just an example of how powerful it is when women support other women. But you'll notice these hydrangeas. This is what I'm working on. This is my next collection, Hampton's hydrangea. These are more impressionist, which is really different than what I usually do. I usually do like realistic things, like this is a branch for a chinoiserie design. I'm really enjoying the impressionist aspect of hydrangeas, and it was inspired by Lynn, who gave me this easel. She would literally take this easel out in Seaside and put it in the marsh and just paint scenes at the beach. So she's wonderful and inspiring. When I was very early on painting as well, one of my mentors, Marin Devine, who I'm gonna pop some of her artwork on the screen because she's so talented, but she told me, paint every day. And I was like, every day? She goes, yes, 1000%. You paint every single day. So I knew I had to make it really easy for myself to paint every day. And so, if you come over here, all I need to do to be ready to paint is open my vessel and get some water and grab my brushes, and I'm ready. That's how fast I can be ready to paint. And the person who recommended this beautiful vessel to me is another artist who you've got to check out. Her name is Diane Hill. She's based in London. Another wonderful, wonderful mentor who has just taught me so much. And I love the fact that we are all encouraging each other and building each other up. It's so transformative. Also, shout out to my husband who picked out these gorgeous wall mounts at an antique market. So these are dried hydrangeas I have up here from our yard, and they make me so happy. I say that everything has a function, but sometimes the function is just being beautiful and making me happy and inspired, and that is a function in and of itself. Next to the desk area is a place you will recognize very well because I film here the most often. This table was a Goodwill find, including the glass top. I know, I was with my bestie and she was like, you can't not get this. I'm not letting you leave here without getting this. I'm so glad I listened to her because I just love this table, this but this tablecloth is from a shop called Sweetgrass, which I love. These are Stephen's grandmother's candle sconces that I adore. I hand painted the candlesticks because I'm extra. And then if you come over here, this is kind of my inspiration hub. I hate the idea of just making a bunch of beautiful paintings and then sticking them all in a drawer and then never seeing them again. And so I want my inspiration right in front of me because I want to be able to see what my work looks like all together. And this is representative of my upcoming collection called Thistle and Vine. There's a green and white colorway, and then there's a rattan and white colorway. So there's tans and then like nudes. This is for an upcoming collection, which I cannot wait for. These two prints right here are on my website and you can download them for free and print them out. And I hope you love them. I designed them to look like they had a matting. Even if you don't have a matting on your frame, you can just pop them in and they look so elegant and they make a space just so joyful. So what's so funny about the work that I do often starts off in the chinoiserie kind of way, like where I'm painting physical things. But then as I develop a collection, I have ideas for abstractions of that piece. And so sometimes it's really fun to create abstract work because it's kind of like seeing what's in your brain that you didn't know was there. And it's like the tangible version of a feeling. And that's what I love about abstract art. And I don't make it that much. I don't make it that often, but when it hits me, it hits me. And sometimes I make something that I'm very proud of. And so what I've got here is, I'm gonna tell you now, this is the cleanest this ever gets. But this is my system for organizing all of my supplies. I have a light board here that my husband gifted me because he's wonderful. Marry someone who believes in you. And I have a couple of pieces that I'm not sure if I like yet. I just put them right here. And then I've got all the paper in this drawer. And then the second drawer, I've got more paper plates that I use to mix paint. Ah, the pink soap. This gets any paint off of you. And I should know, because recently I squirted some paint out and it just, yeah. Pink soap is an artist's bestie. And then I've got my paints down here. I've got my oil pastels. I've got all of my paints. I used to think I would be able to keep this organized by color, but that did not happen. So it's just all in there, all happy together. And that is basically my studio in a nutshell. I'm so happy you guys are here and I'm glad I got to kind of show you, pull back the curtain and show you what it's really like in here. And now I'm going to show you what it really looks like when I'm actually painting, because this is not realistic. I don't wear a silk dress when I'm painting. It's time for the promised part of this video. The realistic look into what it actually looks like when I'm painting. And this is my outfit of choice. Complete with the Crocs. This sleep shirt I've had for a long time and I love. And look at the sleeves, they've got ruffles. So does the collar. It's just so soft. That's the biggest thing for me that I love to paint in, is something soft, loosey-goosey, and something that I can wear effortlessly with my grandmother-in-law's sexy girl apron. Gorgeous ombre trim on this apron. I love it. So I always pop this on. I will usually put my hair up like this. And then it's time to gather my supplies. Paper plate for mixing the paint, newspaper, and then I get my paints. All right. Okay. And now we lay the paper down. Really, I prefer to mix paint on the floor because I don't know, I feel like I can be a little messier down there. And sometimes that's just how I operate until I get the perfect shade. I always grab a couple of extra Starbucks to-go cups for this very situation, for mixing paint. The palette knife, to me, is the easiest way to mix paint. Because if you use a brush, it gets, I don't know, it just like gets all stuck up in the brush. I know exactly the color I'm going for. This is probably the most important part of mixing color. White paint, and a lot of white paint. And I'm gonna turn on some music. And if you want to see my favorite songs, every week in my email newsletter, I send out a song of the week. Right now I'm listening to a lot of Rosalia. I love her music, and she is just so talented. Oh my gosh, I don't speak Spanish, but like the beats and just her vocals are so good. But make sure you're subscribed to my weekly email because I send out a lot of good stuff. This color makes me so happy. I just added a little white. And now we are looking at a really nice, natural looking duck egg color, which is just what I was going for these hydrangeas. I need to make some more of that. I'm obsessed with this color. Oh, you're gorgeous. Stop it. Let's make more of you. I'm gonna pull out some of this. To make it even darker for the background of the hydrangea, for that depth. Mixing paint is not a step you want to rush. I know it seems so silly, but you don't get the right color from the get-go, then you might as well not do anything else. Yes, that is a beautiful, deep. Okay, I think I might be ready. Yeah, I think I'm ready. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of the studio. Again, I really hope you guys take advantage of getting these free prints, download them, print them out. I hope they bring joy to your space.